Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video on traffic sources. Now we're going to talk about the other side of the equation, which is monetization. But before we jump into the different monetization methods, there's one thing I want to say in general about monetization. It's usually the way you monetize your site, it's more or less involved, right? So if you put like blocks of advertising on your site and let the networks do it, it's not really involved. Whereas if you're trying to sell products, you're going to have to manage, the checkout, the payment processing, the refunds, the customer support, delivering products, etc., etc. It's a lot more work in general. But usually the way it works is the less involved monetization is, so something like ads, the less money you tend to make per visitor. So ads make a lot less money than products, for example. Affiliate marketing is kind of in between, where it's like it's a bit more involved because you need to pre-sell people, but you also don't have to manage customer service, logistics, etc., and so on. So in general, you will find that monetization kind of balances itself in the sense that, sure, some methods are like more passive, like advertising, but they will make you less money. However, because they are more passive, you tend to have the ability to focus more resources on traffic. So let's say you just use advertising and then you decide to then put all your energy in SEO. Then you can make quite good money. It's just that you'll make less money per visitor. Whereas if you have a shop, for example, well, you need to spend a portion of your time managing that shop. And so as a result, you have less time and resources to focus on traffic, and you tend to have less traffic when you're on that kind of site. So that's kind of the balancing act of monetization with traffic, is that you essentially have 7 days in a week, and you need to balance your time between getting traffic and monetizing it. And if you spend more time monetizing, you'll probably make more money per visitors, but you have less time to focus on traffic. And so at different stages of your site, you probably want different things, and that's why we build the stage system as well. So now let's run through a list of the main monetization methods and talk a little bit about the pros and cons of each of them, so you have a bit of an idea of how you monetize a website. The first one is advertising, so essentially putting ads on your website. Now there's kind of like the passive way that I mentioned by using ad networks like AdSense, Mediavine, AdThrive, etc. But there's also a bit more of an active way of selling advertising, where brands could reach out to you and you can sell them a sponsored post on your site. I'm not talking sponsored posts with links to sell links. I'm talking to sell exposure to them. You could be selling sponsored emails, for example. So like send an email about a specific product of a brand or something, and they pay you for the email itself, etc. The pros of advertising in general is it's the most passive monetization method, and you take the least responsibility, right? Your only responsibility as the website owner is to show the ad. So it either counts as a page view when you use these networks, or just whatever you agreed with brands, let's say sending an email or writing a blog post and then promoting it on social media, something like this. And it's really easy, basically. It's also great when you use these kind of ad networks like Mediavine and AdThrive, etc., because they do all the technical setup for you. So you don't really have to learn how to set this up technically. You just have to agree with them, give them a WordPress admin login, and they'll do the installation for you. And the other thing I like with advertising as well is it allows you to monetize pretty much any content, right? You don't have to worry about how much the people who land on your page want to buy your product. You can just write about like 7 beautiful Christmas decorations or something like this and put ads on it, and you'll just get paid pretty much as much money as if you put ads on something that has a lot more intent, like, how to hire an attorney for, car injury or something like this. So it is quite nice that you don't have to worry about what kind of content you write. You just focus on traffic and you make money. But there is some cons to advertising as well, though. Is that the first one is that it is the lowest paying monetization method, although it's coming up quite a bit with these new networks, as I said, AdThrive, Mediavine, that pay a lot more than things like AdSense have paid before. And it's the affiliate marketing has been decreasing a little bit with Amazon mostly. So it's coming up a little bit. But the other thing that you don't necessarily get with affiliate marketing that is a negative is that ads tend to slow down your website a lot and deteriorate the experience. So it's not so bad if you do it properly, but still they will add a lot of scripts on your page, and so it's going to take a while to load. And at the same time, it's going to be cutting your content and things like that with random ads so that you can be monetized. So if you're like kind of like a perfectionist and you want your site to look beautiful and nice, etc., ads will often piss you off if you are making good money off them. So that is the negative of ads, but still I quite like it, to be honest. The second monetization method is affiliate marketing, probably one of our favorites and why you sign up for this course, to be honest. The principle of affiliate marketing is quite simple. You get a special tracking link from a merchant, and then you send people to that merchant. And if people buy something, then you get paid a commission, between 1% and 100% for some offers. The pros of affiliate marketing is, first of all, it can be really good money. Some niches have, high paying affiliate programs. We got some offers sometimes over $200, and it's really nice when you make a couple of sales a day. You have really a solid business in your hands. And at the same time, you don't have to deal with customers. So you don't have to deal with logistics of delivering a product. You don't have to deal with customer support or anything like that. You just send the traffic, and if people buy, you get paid quite well while not having any of the downsides of running a shop. So it's kind of like that nice little middle ground. And also, there is a lot of affiliate programs available. I'm going to show you a lot of ways to find affiliate programs in this course, so don't worry if you don't know how to find them, but you will be surprised at how many brands, at least indirectly or directly, offer an affiliate program. There are cons to affiliate marketing though, and the first one that I can think of is that many affiliate programs are not so great. So there's a lot of them, but you kind of need to do the filtering yourself. A lot of affiliate programs, you'll send traffic to them and very few people will buy because the tracking is not done properly, because the landing page is not very good and does not convince people to buy, etc. And you will probably send like 1,000 visitors, make no money or very little, and then want to swap it, etc. So it's kind of annoying to figure it out. It takes some time to fine tune and really get something working really well. When it does, it's beautiful. When it doesn't, it's frustrating. Another thing is that you're dependent on the vendor. Basically, the shop that you're sending people to makes the rules, right? If they say we're going to pay you 30%, sounds really good, especially if the conversion rate is good. But let's say they see that the conversion rate is really good and you're making a ton of money and they're sending you, $15,000 per month. And they're like, well, this guy would probably send us the traffic if we cut the commissions from 30% to 20%. They can do that, and you have nothing you can do about it. And when you find a match or something that works, it can be really quite annoying to change affiliate programs. So you are dependent on them, and cuts do happen. And some affiliate programs literally just get canceled. So you're quite dependent on whoever you're working with. So hopefully you have a good relationship, but you will lose some partnerships with people or lose some commission rates. And finally, the last con of affiliate marketing, which is not really a con in itself, is that you still make quite a bit less money than owning the product yourself. That's why a lot of affiliates start with affiliate marketing, but if they generate a lot of sales for a given product, it often makes sense to consider just going the next step and offering your version of the product instead of selling someone else's product. Obviously, it depends on the product, right? If you're selling, brokerage accounts, for example, I'm not going to be opening a brokerage to do that. So it's like, it really depends on the products you're selling, but you are leaving quite a bit of money on the table on top of adding some dependency on the vendor. So it's one of these things where affiliate marketing is that middle ground where it can be positive in the sense that you don't take as many responsibilities, but you're also not making as much money as if you were owning the product. And obviously, the last way of monetizing your website is to own the product. And so the products can be either physical, so like e-commerce, swag, that kind of stuff, or digital, so like, courses and ebooks and things like that. Both of these are considered products, and the business model doesn't change that much despite the fact that they're quite different in nature. The pros of products is that, well, you can make the most money out of any other monetization method. The con that comes with that is going to be quite involved. You will need, for example, for us, for Authority Hacker, we have like a support team. We have like to work with payment processors. We have to do all these things that really they do take quite a bit of time. Essentially transform this into an actual real business, not like a side gig as a site, which should be exciting, but you've got to understand the responsibilities you're taking when you sell a product. Another pro is that unlike affiliate marketing, you are not dependent on someone else. So, you can get your rates cut by your own shop, basically. So it's like you get more stability in the fact that you control everything from getting the traffic to your site with, let's say, your SEO or something like this, to actually having the product. And so that stability on top of the extra money you make is very appreciated when you jump into providing your own products. And finally, another pro that people often underestimate with owning your own products is that it opens new avenues for traffic. Usually, things like paid traffic tend to only or mostly be profitable when you sell your own products. That's why a lot of like paid affiliate marketers jumped from selling other people's products to opening Shopify stores because they're quite easy to do and they get much higher margins. And you can scale things quite a bit when you get into paid traffic. You can also recruit your own affiliates. So instead of being the affiliate, you can actually have people send you traffic and pay them a commission for the sales they make. And then you are the one who dictates the rules, etc. It's a much nicer place to be in the food chain, but it's also more complicated. The cons, however, is that because there's like a lot of machinery that comes around this kind of business, if you're unable to generate a decent volume of sales, you end up having to maintain a lot of staff, a lot of functions in your business without generating a lot of money. And that's why I'm not a huge fan of starting with products for many niches. I like to be an affiliate before and grow my traffic, etc. Because until I have that large amount of traffic that I can then direct to an offer I own, I'm not sure it's worth paying full-time salaries for all the stuff that you have to do and paying contracts and paying tools, paying shopping carts, paying all of that to make the whole thing run. So that's why we tend to recommend people build products on stage 3 of their site. So a little bit later, after they've built some traffic, after they've built some following, they have an email list that they can email their offers to, etc. Then it's much easier to actually grow a product business. And that's really it. That's really the 3 main ways to monetize a website. It's either advertising, either manual or through networks, affiliates or making deals, JV deals, selling other people's products, etc., or selling your own products. That's really the 3 main ways the internet makes money. And you will see that in this course, the main thing we recommend you focus on is going to be affiliate marketing. We find is the right balance between making good money and being able to achieve job replacement income, even 5-6 figures per month for the people that are the most successful, while at the same time not having the level of complexity that a product business may have. However, once you reach a little bit more traffic, so around 50,000 visits per month at the time at which I'm recording this video, we recommend that you look into advertising as well through networks like Mediavine and AdThrive, but they have minimum traffic threshold. That's why you can do it at the beginning. We do find that these can increase your revenue quite a bit on your sites without really adding much work, especially if you're mostly focused on affiliate marketing. We have found as well that the conversion rate for the affiliate offers has not dropped when we have added advertising to the sites, despite the layout changes, despite the page speed penalty that you get with ads. We tend to make more money when we add these in. So finding that combo of good affiliate offers together with ads is what you should focus on at the beginning of your site. And then once you grow it quite big and you start building an email list, etc., you can start looking at these more complex business models with products and so on. I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next one, I'll talk to you about modern website tech stack and how we're going to be building our site together and how it works so that you understand exactly what's going to go into what we're building together.